Good morning, children. Today we are going to start lesson number 5, Understanding Elementary Shapes. Let me first clarify you that in this chapter, most of the things is in theory form, which you have already learned in your previous classes, or few are the things which are not important to you according to your syllabus. So, we'll not do every question, or it may happen that we skip a whole exercise also. So you have to do the only things which I am giving you or which I will give you in a later videos. The things will be important to you and it will be useful to you in your future classes. Those things only will do here. Rest which are not useful will not do. So I hope I am clear. Now starting with the chapter Understanding Elementary Shapes. Here we are going to start few of the elementary shapes, as you can see in the first picture, that is rectangle, cylinder, circle, cube, triangle, oval. So these are the different shapes. These are elementary, means basic shapes. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about its introduction is given, then measuring line segments. There are three ways of measuring line segment. First way is comparison by observation. That means by just observing the line segment, we can measure whether the given segment is of same size or not. Then comparison by tracing, means by putting one line segment and trace it after removing that line segment part. Then the third part is comparison by a ruler and divider, that is in your geometry box, divider which are having two pointed ends. So that is also one of the method. So these are the methods by which we can measure the line segment. Line segment is what? It is a part of line which are having two distinct endpoints. So this part is also not so important, so we are not going in detail about this. Moving on to the next part, that is angles, and the one more part is there, that is shapes. So we'll start with angles. Shapes we'll discuss in later videos. All the shapes we see around us are formed using curves or lines. We can see corners, edges, planes, open curves and closed curves in our surroundings. We organize them into line segment, angles, triangles, polygons and circles. So whatever the shapes we see in our surrounding, we can organize them into different basic geometrical shapes. So these are the basic geometrical shapes. Now before starting with angles, we have to see angles can also be named according to the directions which we know. As we all are knowing, there are four directions, that is north, south, east, west. So we know that China is to the north of India, means suppose your India is here at in the middle. So from here you can see it is to the north of India. That means China is in the map above the India's map. Then Sri Lanka is to the south. That means south is here down. That means here your south direction is there. We also know that sun rises in the east. So eastern states you may be knowing about as Arunachal Pradesh, Assam. So here it is east direction where the sun rises. That's why sun rays reaches first into these eastern states, then and sets in the west direction where we are living. The western part of our map, our country is here Gujarat. So as if you remember your map, our Gujarat comes here in the western part of that map, last part on our left hand side. So there are four main directions. They are north, south, east and west. One thing you can notice over here is if you stand on this center point facing towards north, means your face is towards north. So as you can see here, if I wish to move from north to east direction, like here, this is north. So from north to east, if I want to move, in which direction I am moving? I am moving in right direction. On my right hand side I am moving. Where I am moving? I am moving on my right hand side. So I will be reaching to the eastern side. Then from east side to south, if I want to move, again I have to move onto the right hand side and then I'll reach to the south. One more thing you can notice over here is from moving to north to east, we are making an angle of 90 degree. An angle of 90 degree. This you are knowing, this you have done in your previous class, where the angle is forming a square shape. It is a 90-degree angle. Okay, now moving further, the definition of angle is a shape formed by two rays, that is ray 1, ray 2, sharing a common endpoint, that is vertex, contains two rays and a vertex. So this is your angle. Okay. Now naming angles, there are four ways to name an angle by using the vertex, like here MOP. So here only the vertex is O. So O angle you can say here. Then second is using the number, or you can give the number to this angle and you can say 1, the angle is at 1 number. And the third way is using the points with the vertex in the middle as MOP. So as you can see, MOP, here O comes into the center, that means the angle is forming at O position. This is the popular and convenient method of naming the angle. We are using this method. So in this chapter we'll use most of the time this method only. Okay. Now these are the following figures, which are the examples of different types of angles which you see into your daily life, like chair, clock, then tower, seesaw, etc. Now seeing the definition of right angle, an angle whose measure is equal to 90 is called right angle. In the adjoining figure, angle ABC represents a right angle. I hope this definition and this figure is clear to you all. Then straight angle, an angle whose measure is equal to 180 degree. Here you can see moving from X to Y line, I have to move from here to complete 2 turns. That was 1 turn of this 90 and then again from here to here 90. So it is making 90 here and here also 90. So this 90 gives me 180. So straight angle is forming 180 degree. One more thing you can notice here is it is forming a straight line. That's why it is known as straight angle. It can be vertical or it can be horizontal as well. So I hope this picture is clear to you all. Now the next is complete angle. An angle whose measure is equal to 360 degree means it is suppose this is the starting point and it is starting and making a complete circle and reaching to the same point. This is forming a angle of 360 degree. In the adjoining figure you can find out that is BOA represents a complete angle. In clock 60 minutes is equals to 1 revolution and that is equals to 1 complete angle. So you have to keep in mind straight angle is 180 degree and complete angle is its double, that is 360 degree. This is the clock. In the clock you can see right angle from 12 to 3 it is just moving, so it is making 90 degree. Then exactly 90 straight angle, it is forming 180 degree, and if it starts from 12 and again it reaches to 12 in the clockwise direction, it is forming complete angle of 360 degree. So I hope this is clear to you all. Now let's start the exercise 5.2. Now question number 2, where will the hand of a clock stop if it, the first question is, starts at 12 and makes half of a revolution clockwise. Here you have to keep in mind that clockwise means how your clock works, that is from left hand moving on to the right hand like this. So this is the direction of clock. Now they are saying that our hand, that means it is on 12 and making half revolution. One revolution is one complete revolution and reaching to the original point again, that is one complete revolution. It is saying half, that means exactly the opposite to the given number, that is from, if I start from here and reach up to 6, this is the opposite point. So this this will be your half revolution. So it is asking where will the hand of a clock stop. So the answer you will write it as answer at 6. Okay, I hope it is clear to you all. Next, if it starts at 2 means the hour hand is on 2 and makes half of a revolution clockwise, again half revolution, full revolution will be starting from 2 and again reaching to 2, that is full. Half means exactly the number will be opposite to the given number is half revolution, so it is 8. This will be your half revolution, so you can say in the answer it is at 8. Next, the next question is, starts at 5 and makes 1/4 of a revolution clockwise. 1/4, we all are knowing 1/4 is the half of half part. Like if I am starting from 12 the half part is up to 6, so 1/4 will be up to 3 only. Now here it is asked, it is starting from 5. So first you have to make the hour hand on 5 and makes 1/4 revolution. That means it is crossing 2 points and reaching up to the third point, that is it is crossing 6, 7 and then reaching on to 8th. This is known as 1/4 revolution. So in the answer you will write as at 8. Now next part is last question of this question is starts at 5 and makes 3/4 of a revolution. Again starting point is 5 and making 3/4 revolution. 3/4 means up to 8, 1/4. Then opposite to 5 is, you can see, it is 11, that is half. 3/4 is it is reaching up to 2. Starting from 5 it is moving like this and reaching up to 2. So this will be your 3/4 revolution. Means only 1/4 part is remaining out of a complete revolution, that is 3/4. So the answer will be at 2. 3/4 you can say it is making 270 degree of angle in this clock. Now question 3 we'll discuss later. Moving on to the next question. Question 4. What part of a revolution have you turned through if you stand facing east and turn clockwise to face north? First we should know the upward arrow is north, downward arrow is south, on the right hand side it is east, and on the left hand side it is west direction. Now it is asking starting from east and turning clockwise to face north. That means you are starting from this point, east part, and clockwise means you have to go like this from right hand side to left hand side and face reaching to north. So it is asking what part of a revolution have you turned through if you stand facing in this way. So as you can see, this complete part is your one revolution. From that, most of the part we have covered, only this much part is remaining, that is 1/4 part. So we have turned up to 3/4 part. So in the answer you will write 3/4 part. Next one is starting from south. Again we should know this is south, north, east and west. Starting from south means this is the starting point, and turn clockwise to face east. Again start moving from here and reach up to east. Again you can see here we have turn up to 3/4 revolution. The same it is, only the starting point is different. Next is starting from west, where west is here, west, east, north, south. Starting from west and turn clockwise to face east. That means you have to start from here and reach up to here. This is east direction. So how much turn we have taken? What is the revolution? It is half part. Half part is remaining. So half revolution we have done. So in this answer you will write half. Next is, so we have completed here question number 4. Question 5 we'll discuss later. Now question number 6. How many right angles do you make if you start facing? Here 4 questions are given. The answers I have written here. Only the answers you are supposed to write into your notebook. Explanation part which I will show you here, that is not you are supposed to write or not to make this diagram into your notebook. Okay. Now, how many right angles do you make if you start facing? First, let us write the direction, that is north, south, east and west. Now, how many right angles? Always remember right angles, that means it is making an angle of 90 degree like this. So this is 190 degree, the another one, then 3, then 4. So as you can see here, 4 right angle movement makes one complete revolution. So we have to see how many right angles our movement makes. The first question is starting from south. This is south. And turn clockwise to west. So I am starting from south and moving on to the west part. So you can see it is only making sorry for this, it is making 90 degree angle. It is only making one right angle movement. So the answer is 1. Next part is north and turn clockwise to east. Start from north and you have to reach up to east. Again it is very important thing you have to see over here is, if I have done like this, it will be only one right angle, but it is mentioned here anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means we have to do the movement in opposite direction. So this is wrong I have done. So I have to start from north but move on to left hand side to right hand side. So starting from left to west direction, one right angle, west to south 2, and again south to east is third right angle. So you can see here we are making 3 movement, that is 3 right angles we have moved. Next is west and turn to west clockwise or anti-clockwise. What you can see here is it is saying west and turn to west, means starting and ending point is same. So either if I go from go in clockwise direction like this, then also I will reach onto the west direction and moving the same right angles. Or if I will start from west and move in the opposite direction, that is left to right, again I will make the same right angle movement. So here clockwise or anti-clockwise is not mandatory to mention. It is only asked waist and turn to waist direction. So as you can see, we are moving for 4 right angles and then reaching the original position as we discussed earlier only in this question. So we are moving for 4 right angles. Then next part is south and turn to north. Starting from south and turn to north. So south to west is one right angle and west to north is the another right angle. So as you can see here, this is first 90 degree it is making and this is second one. So it is making two right angles and then it is reaching up to the north direction. So I hope the question 6 is clear to you all. This explanation part you are not supposed to write into your notebook, just write down the answers, but understand it well, then only you would be able to answer the questions. Last question is question 7. Where will the hour hand of a clock stop if it starts from 6 and turns through one right angle? It is starting from 6, our hand is at 6 and turns through one right angle. Now here you have to keep in mind, after crossing 2 point, if you are reaching on to the third point, like if I am starting from 6 and reaching up to 9, that is I have crossed 7, I have crossed 8 and reached to third part, that is 9. So here I am making an angle of 90 degree, that is right angle. So you have to keep in mind that for making one right angle we have to cross 2 points and reach on to the third point. So here I am starting from 6 and reaching and taking the turn of one right angle, so it is reaching on to the 9th. Next, from 8 and turns through two right angles, that is on 8 and turns through two right angles. One right angle will be by crossing 2 points, 1, 2 crossed. So on reaching 11 I would make an angle of 90 degree. Then after 11 again 1, 2 and reaching on to 2 will make 2 turns of right angles. So I will reach on to the opposite side of 8, that is 2. Then from 10 and turns through 3 right angles, where it will be reaching. Starting from 10, first make the arrow on 10 and from 10 it is turning 3 right angles. First will be 11, 12 and on 1 it will be the first right angle. Then again 2, 3, on 4 would be the second right angle. Third, for third 1, 2 and it will reach on to 7. Then it will make third 3 right angle turn. So it is reaching on to 7. Then from 7 and turns through 2 straight angles. Straight angles, as we discussed earlier in this video, that straight angle is making 180 degree. It is making a line, either vertical or horizontal. So it is starting from 7 and turns through two straight angle. One straight angle will be opposite to 7, that is 2, and this is one straight angle making angle of 180 degree, one straight angle. Another, if it starts from 2 and again it will reaching on to 7, this will be another straight angle. So you can see this is first straight angle and this is second one. So it is again reaching on to 7, that means it is completing one revolution from 7 reaching on to 2 half revolution, or we can say one straight angle. From 2 again moving on to the 7, completing one revolution, that is making two straight angles. So the answer will be 7. So I hope this exercise is clear to you all. We'll start with the next exercise in a next video. Thank you. Exercise 5.2. Few questions we have already done and few we have left for later discussion. So let's do it. First question we have not done in that video, so it is here. What fraction of a clockwise revolution does the hour hand of a clock turn through when it goes from, the timings are given here. What fraction of clockwise revolution? Clockwise revolution, we know that one complete revolution makes 360 degree, and here it is asking fraction like half, then 1/4, 3/4, like this. You have to name the fraction, how much it is taking for that movement. So here it is asked for the hour hand of a clock when it starts moving from 3 to 9. So first you have to draw the hour hand on 3 and then the other hand on 9, because from 3 it is moving and reaching on to 9. So as you can see, these two are opposite arrows. It is starting from 3 and reaching like this on 9. So it is making an angle of 180 degree, that is straight angle. And you can see here it is has already completed half part of the revolution. Half part is here completed. So we can say in the answer as 1/2 part of revolution. Clear? Moving on to the next one, 4 to 7. First we have to point the our hand on 4 and it is reaching on 7, that is here. So as you can see, it is crossing 2 points, 5, 6, and then reaching on to the third part, that is it is making a angle of 90 degree. So if here it was 180 degree and it is doing the revolution of half, so 90 is half of 180, so this will be your 1/4 revolution, 1/4 part of complete revolution. One more example is here, 7 to 10. First point the arrow on 7 and then reach on to 10. Again you can see 1, 2 points it has crossed and reached on to the third point. So as you can see, it is making an angle of 90 degree. So again it is doing 1/4 part of revolution. Again it is doing 1/4 part of revolution. Similar questions are given into your textbook. 3 I have done here, 3 you have to do by your own. Question 2 we have done in a previous video, previous part. Then question 3 is your homework. Question 3 is your homework. Again we have done the question 4 in that video. Now starting with the question number 5. This was also left, so we'll do here. The question is, find the number of right angles turned through by the hour hand of a clock when it goes from. Number of right angles we have to find when it goes from 3 to 6. So first you point the arrow on 3 and it is reaching on to 6. So as you can see here, this is moving like this from 3 and reaching on to 6. So it is making an angle of 90 degree because it is crossing 2 points 4 and 5 and reaching on to the third part. So it is making an angle of 90 degree. So how many right angles it is making? One right angle. So in answer you will write one right angle. This which I have drawn here in question first and question 5, this you are supposed to draw. Then question number 2, that is 2 to 8. First point the arrow on 2 and it is reaching on to 8. So what you can see here, exactly it is reaching on to the opposite side. From 2 it is reaching on to 8. And how many right angle it will make? It is crossing 1, 2 and third point will be first right angle, then 6, 7 and 8 will be the second right angle. That means it is making an angle of 180 degree. So 180 is, we can say, it is sum of two right angles. So here answer will be two right angles. Then one more, it is here 5 to 11. Point the arrow on 5 and the other arrow on 11. Again let's count, it is moving like this way. So starting from 5 and reaching on 11, first, second, after 2 points, if it is reaching on 8, it is completing one right angle, and then 9, 10 and reaching on 11. So it is also making two right angle turn, that is 180 degrees. So here in the answer again you have to write as two right angles. Three more questions are given into your text that you have to do by your own. I hope this rotation and direction you are clear about. We'll start the next exercise in our next video. Thank you.